The gaming industry is set to release some of the most inventive, thrilling, and boundary-pushing games in recent memory by 2025. Game developers now have more tools than ever before to create rich, immersive experiences thanks to technology developments, especially the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and powerful PC configurations. In the meantime, the development of virtual reality, VR, cloud gaming, and AI integration promises to completely change how we play games.
Arrakis is a test. Few survive it.
Dune Awakening is an open-world survival MMORPG set in the iconic Dune universe. Developed by Funcom, the game immerses players in the harsh desert world of Arrakis, where they must survive, trade, and navigate political intrigue. Players can join factions like House Atreides or the Freemen, harvest the valuable spice melange, and contend with environmental dangers like sandworms and sandstorms. The game emphasizes resource management, dynamic world events, and multiplayer interactions, offering both solo and cooperative gameplay in a massive evolving world.
Must be our Imperial envoy. Better late than never, I say.
Avowed is a first-person fantasy RPG developed by Obsidian Entertainment, set in the world of Eora, the same universe as their Pillars of Eternity series. The game promises deep role-playing elements, with a focus on immersive exploration, tactical combat, and narrative-driven storytelling. Players take on the role of a character exploring the continent of Eora, navigating complex factions, magical powers, and ancient mysteries. Borderlands 4 is the next installment in the critically acclaimed Borderland series, developed by Gearbox Software. The game continues the franchise's signature blend of fast-paced, loot-driven gameplay, humor, and over-the-top action. Players once again step into the shoes of a vault hunter, exploring new planets and engaging in chaotic first-person shooter combat against a variety of enemies.
Disturbed my dreams. An evil once defeated, but whose blood corrupts us still.
Dragonkin The Banished is an action RPG set in a vast, immersive fantasy world. Players take on the role of a Dragonkin, a powerful dragon-like creature cast out from its homeland. As the banished hero, you must explore a world filled with mythical creatures, ancient magic, and hidden lore. Engage in intense combat, master dragon abilities, and uncover the truth behind your exile. The game offers deep character customization, an open world to explore, and a rich narrative driven by choices that impact the story's outcome.
Against the dragons begins again.
South of Midnight is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Compulsion Games, known for their previous titles like We Happy Few. The game is set in a dark, rural, and supernatural version of the American South, where strange creatures, eerie environments, and folklore-driven elements come to life. The world is filled with rich, haunting landscapes from swampy forests to decaying towns, all enveloped in a sense of mystery and unease.
Won't stay long. You look in the bed and somebody be gone.
Alright, how about you guys? No? Nobody? Not helpful. Sneaky.
All I have ever known in my life. Our land. Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Ubisoft Quebec and published by Ubisoft. The game is the 14th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series, and the successor to 2023's Assassin's Creed Mirage, as well as the first title to be included in the Assassin's Creed Infinity platform. Set in 16th century Japan towards the end of the Sengoku period, the game will focus on the millennia-old struggle of the Assassin Brotherhood, who fight for peace and liberty, and the Templar Order, who desire peace through control from the perspective of two protagonists.
Ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all, yeah?
Fable, the game, was first revealed at the Xbox Games Showcase in 2020, but details about its exact release date have been sparse. There have been speculations about its release window, and 2025 seems like a possibility based on general expectations for development timelines, but an official confirmation hasn't been made yet. This reboot is expected to retain the humor, open-world exploration, and moral choices that the series is known for, but with modern graphics and updated gameplay systems.
Favorite person?
You haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you.
Oh, is this it?
Welcome, travelers. I present you Azuz, the Everforge.
They're starting without us! Just look at that firebrand go.
Wilds is an action role-playing video game played from a third-person perspective. In Wilds, players take the role of a custom hunter character who travels to the Forbidden Lands, an unpopulated landmass filled with monsters, in order to locate a missing expedition party. As with previous games in the series, the player's hunter tracks and fights monsters, either capturing or slaying them, from which they gain rewards in the form of monster parts and other resources. Along with other resources collected in the game world, the player can then craft new armor, weapons, consumables, and other gear, which allow them to fight more difficult monsters.
Wind scale. Everything changed when that bloody atom plant went up in flames.
Citizens of Wyndham, there has been an increase in bandit activity outside the village walls.
Atomfall is an action game played from a first-person perspective, set in an alternate history in which the 1957 wind-scale fire rendered much of the Lake District, Cumbria, in radioactive fallout. Players can collect various resources and scraps to craft weapons, or use firearms to defeat enemies, though ammunitions are scarce in the game. While Atomfall is billed as a survival game, players only need to manage the player character's health and heart rate.
Please be careful. It's more dangerous than you can possibly imagine.
Detected.
Still think you're the hunter?
Ghost of Yotie, a cinematic action-adventure game set on the slopes of Mount Yotie, a dormant volcano in Japan, blending supernatural folklore with historical elements. You play as Riku, a disgraced Ronin, masterless samurai, who is killed during an ambush while protecting an Ainu village from a corrupt feudal lord. Resurrected by the mountain's guardian spirit, Riku becomes the Ghost of Yotie, tasked with avenging his death and restoring balance between the living and the dead.
Ark Raiders is a multiplayer extraction adventure set in a distant future here on Earth. Players start in Speranza, one of the few places in the Rust Belt that is relatively safe from Ark machines that occupy the surface. There are thousands of people living down here, and there is always a need for vital materials from the world above. The Raiders are the ones who put themselves at risk, both from Ark as well as other rival raiders, for a price. It is from here that players can reach different parts of the Rust Belt through a network of repurposed tunnels. The raider we are following is on a quest, a job to obtain a seed vault from a research facility deeper into the city. The others in the squad are after medical supplies, some rare parts, and their best lead is a pharmacy nearby.
I found some chemicals.
A red flare is a signal of a raider getting knocked down.
What if you could change the decisions you regret in your life and see the outcomes of those choices with your very own eyes? The Altars tells the story of Jan Dolsky, a simple miner who survived a crash landing on a hostile planet. He quickly realizes that what was supposed to be a lifetime job opportunity turns into a desperate fight for his life. Jan will need to handle a large mobile base that's designed to be operated by an entire team of qualified personnel. Even worse, the planet Jan landed on revolves around the deadly scorching star. Escaping the sunrise is crucial for survival. Despite his best efforts, Jan simply lacks the time and skills to deal with all these problems on his own. But the planet Jan is stranded on is home to a mysterious substance called Rapidium. With its use and the help of the quantum computer on board, Jan is able to create alternative versions of himself. The Altars.
What's your plan? Knowing you have only 66 days to live. Just run away.
Phantom Blade Zero emphasizes fast-paced, skill-based combat with a cinematic flair. It combines the precision of Souls-like games with the fluidity of wuxia-inspired martial arts. Phantom Blade Zero is set in a dark, fantastical world called the Phantom World. Inspired by Chinese wuxia, martial arts fantasy, and steampunk elements, you play as Soul, an elite assassin betrayed by his own organization, the Order of the Phantom. After being mortally wounded, Soul is revived by a mysterious healer, but only has 66 days to live. He must uncover the truth behind the betrayal and fight against powerful enemies, ranging from shadowy assassins to supernatural beings.
Everyone wears a mask. You too.
This is a real face.
He let you live? What secret did you
sell them.
Only a dead person can keep a secret.
Wuchang, Fallen Feathers offers a mix of exploration, combat, and narrative-driven gameplay, drawing comparisons to games like Sekiro and Dark Souls. Souls-like combat. The game features deliberate, skill-based melee combat where timing, precision, and strategy are key. Weapons and techniques. Players can wield a variety of weapons, including swords, polearms, and more, each with unique movesets and abilities. Supernatural abilities. As Wuchang uncovers the secrets of the feathering disease, she gains mystical powers that can be used in combat. The first Berserker. Khazan looks to be an idea or title that centers on mythology, fiction, or a historical-inspired story. Long before the sagas of the Viking Berserkers, there was Khazan, the first and most feared Berserker in the history of the Nine Realms. Born of both man and beast, Khazan's rage and power were unmatched, but his existence was cursed. Betrayed by the gods and cast out of Valhalla, Khazan roams the mortal and divine realms, seeking revenge against those who wronged him and uncovering the truth about his origins.
I faced unrelenting fury. Made countless sacrifices. And the result of my devotion was betrayal.